Now, at this level, we're basically playing a very, very simple version of SimCity. I can decide what buildings to make them. I build roads. They have needs. And basically, I'm trying to keep them happy in their little city. And again, I have complete creative control over everything you see here. So I am, the player is the author of this little world. Now, like the tribal mode, we have a shopping thing here. Now, the shopping is populated actually, again, with other players' content. So if I don't feel like building something, and I see something really cool that another player's made, it'll try to learn the style that I'm using and try to populate my shopping catalog with things in that style. And then I can pick them here and then buy it. Or, if I see something I want to modify or I want to build something from scratch, I can actually go into the building editor. And we're trying to make all the editors in the game feel very, very similar. This is using similar kind of morph block stuff. Basically everything in here has like a handle, and I can kind of play around with it, shape it, like these little. We have categories, from very platonic solids that have certain handles on them. Now the building editor is a little bit closer to Legos, really. I can grab an object and I can have it intersect or stack. We're trying to find the simplest possible operators. The average person can very quickly learn, and this becomes a toy to them. That they really have a lot of time. And we found this a lot in the Sims build mode, by the way. The players would go into that mode. There was a little bit of a learning curve, but they had kind of immediate feedback, and they got so much creative reward for doing that. That I've been looking at how we fold that experience more and more into the gameplay. Okay, so we basically added this little mushroom thing to our building. We'll go back in the game. There it is over here. So they're happy. They like it. The primary feedback for me in this game is kind of the happiness of my people, and you're dealing with like large-scale kind of social interactions between the characters. As I mentioned before in the tribal game, this is my city, but I'm actually competing, with other cities. If I scroll across the map, I can look for neighbors. So here's another city. Now, this city was created in the exact same editor, just using, slightly different primitives, different texturing, from the procedural texturing. But just to give you a sense of the variety of style that a player can do. So our city was kind of, I would call it maybe Dr. Seuss style. This is more kind of techno-industrial Star Wars style. But these kind of demonstrate a little bit the kind of Pixar to Giger dimensions. Now these guys also will have a very different culture than my guys. Depending on how we evolved and how I dealt with them, or how the computer dealt with these guys during evolution and tribal. These guys are really kind of more aggressive, a little bit more industrial. At some point, once you upgrade your city enough, you get the ability to start building vehicles. This is how the cities actually interact. At the tribal, you're actually sending people from tribe to tribe and doing raids, or trading. You can have kind of good or bad relationships with the neighboring tribes. At the city level, we basically have kind of three ways to capture or ally with another city. They're basically military, economic, or cultural, depending on kind of the cultural flavor of my people. So they don't look very friendly, and they're heading our way. So we can open our vehicle editor, which works very much like the building editor. There's a shopping alternative populated with items that other players have created. And I'm just going to buy something here. Like that, we have parts categories. These have functional meaning, so propellers, can help the thing fly. Certain things enable it to go into water or go on land. But I'm just going to go ahead and go for this goofy-looking thing. This is kind of more of a Nazca-looking. And there they go. Go God knows where. They're a little goofy. Yeah, go to that city. Go. No, not that way. Okay, so they're peaceful cowards, so it's hopeless. I don't know. In the meantime, these guys are, not looking real friendly. So this is kind of militaristic, but there are more peaceful avenues to kind of capturing cities. At this point in the game, we're actually kind of entering the what I call the civilization game. And this is a very simple version of a game like Civ or Risk. As we pull back now, for the first time, you can see the entire world, other cities. Now, one little trick you might notice here is that as I pull away from a city, it actually gets very exaggerated. This is both for aesthetic and functional reasons. Like as I pull into the city, notice how it pops to a realistic scale, but as I pull out, it actually becomes an icon. That indicates actually the level of micromanagement. At this level, the city is one big button, and it has a very simple menu. If I want to go in and actually go in and still modify the cities, I'm still building Paris while they're attacking it, I can still zoom in and click the individual buildings and bring them into the editor and stuff. So basically, you play this game, the Civ, game, and slowly conquer the world, city by city, continent by continent, until pretty much you have owned this entire little world and built it.